Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me there at the jail?
You got one?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. My name is Judge Ruppe. You're all here this morning for first appearance. The purpose of this hearing is to inform you of the charges against you and determine whether there is probable cause for your arrest. Probable cause only means that it's more likely than not that you committed the crime in which you've been arrested for. As you sit here before me today, you are considered not guilty of what you've been charged with.
Okay.
That status will stay with you through each stage of these proceedings up until changed by you if you plea out to your case, or the state attorney's office if they prove the case against you beyond a reasonable doubt. In all likelihood, you were arrested on a warrant or a new charge. Either way, you were given a bond pursuant to the bond schedule for the 5th Judicial Circuit. I will determine whether to keep that bond the same, increase it, decrease it, or whether there are any other conditions of pretrial release which will be imposed upon you. I will also determine this morning whether you'd like to hire a private attorney to represent yourself or whether you'd like the public defender to represent you in your case. You are entitled to make a phone call to let family, friends, or counsel know where you are. If you haven't had the opportunity to do so yet, please let me know. I'll make sure you get that phone call today. Finally, and most importantly, you have the right to remain silent, and I encourage you to do so. This is not a hearing that we hash out the facts of your case. These hearings are recorded. There is an assistant state attorney in this courtroom writing down everything that you say. So anything you say about the facts of your case can and will be used against you in the prosecution of your case down the road. At this time, I'd like everyone to raise your right hand so I can place you under oath. Swear from testimony before the court be the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth. Okay, go ahead and put your hands down. As I call your name, please come forward to the podium. Sarah Sims. Good morning, Ms. Sims. What's your date of birth?
8/1989.
Okay, you are here today for a violation of probation. It looks like a warrant signed by Judge Toner on September 20th. He's asked for no bond for that. We're going to keep that no bond at this time. Find probable cause for your arrest. Do you want the public defender's office to represent you in this?
Yes, please.
We'll appoint the public defender's office, and we'll see you back to court on November 6th at 8:30 a.m., okay?
Thank you.
All right. Charlene Brozick. Good morning, Ms. Brozick. What's your date of birth?
Good morning. 9/7/1960.
You are here this morning for a failure to appear out of Pasco County. Looks like they have a bond amount on you at $513. What we're going to do is we're going to keep the bond amount at $513. You can bond out for that amount and then go down to Pasco County and find out when your next court date is. If you don't bond out, they'll be here to come pick you up sometime within the next 5 days, okay?
So I can find out from here then.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay. Paula Bryan. Good morning, Miss Bryan. What's your date of birth?
12/21/83.
Okay, you are here this morning for a violation of probation. Looks like you're placed on probation by Judge Merritt. There's no bond on those. We're going to keep those as no bond right now. We're going to get you back in front of Judge Merritt on... Does he have anything earlier than November 14th?
I believe he does, Your Honor, but it wouldn't be the D docket, if that's okay.
I'd rather just put her in there if we can.
Judge, I would ask if we are allowed to maintain the correct docket for the assignment.
I understand.
I don't think box.
He has arraignments for October 17th and October 31st. Are there any of those?
They are not. Well, actually,
One of them should be.
we are looking for D docket. Actually, the 17th.
Okay.
Is a D docket.
All right.
October 17th.
All right, I'm going to get you back in front of Judge Merritt on October 17th, okay? Get you in there a little bit earlier and see if there's any way we can work out your case early. Someone from the public defender's office will be out to see you soon, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Timothy Thurston Nelson. Good morning, sir. What's your date of birth?
2/3/83.
Okay, you are here this morning for a failure to appear in front of Judge Hitzman Looks like back on July 23rd, 2014, for no valid driver's license. Okay, so there is probable cause for your arrest. State, is there an offer for him to clean up his case today?
I would just recommend 5 days.
Okay. So do you have a prior record for him, or
Yes, ma'am.
what is it?
He was, I'm showing an out-of-county warrant dated 10/6/2017. Mary, I don't know if that's our case. I think it is. Burglary tools, Marion County 4/14/27, and burglary of a structure, April of this year. I see an arrest in Volusia County in February this year. I don't see a disposition. 2013 expired DL, 2012 Flagler, moving Dwellis, Jacksonville 2012, trespass to school grounds, theft.
Okay.
I can keep going, but
All right, Mr. Nelson, if you want to resolve your case today, the state is looking for 5 days jail. Do you want to go ahead and do that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you understand by taking this plea today, you're giving up your right to go to trial, you're giving up your right to confront witnesses against you, call witnesses on your own behalf, and you're giving up your right to have the state prove the case against you. You want to give up those rights in
ma'am.
order to take care of this case today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, with regard to this no valid driver's license, how do you plead? You can plead no contest.
No contest.
Accept your plea of no contest. If I just freely and voluntarily entered, I adjudicate you guilty. Sentence you to 5 days Hernando County Jail. Give you credit for the 2 days that you had in. You'll have fines and court costs in the amount of $438, and the cost of incarceration will be assessed against you. You want to make your way down to the Hernando County Clerk of Court. When you do get out of custody, make payment arrangements for those things, okay?
Ma'am, does that count for the time I was held in Marion County for y'all?
No, I'm just giving you credit for the 2 days that you have in. You might have another day or two before you're done.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Theo Bohillis Burns. And Mr. Burns, what's your date of birth?
12/14/75.
All right, you don't have to get so close to the microphone, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, what are you doing these days? Are you working?
Yes, ma'am.
What are you doing for work?
We subbed out to FEMA right now, which is series doing disaster cleanup.
How much you get paid for that?
We're making like 150 a day right now, but we haven't received our first paycheck yet. It'll be like 30 days before we receive our first paycheck.
Okay, so how are you getting by? Who's paying for your food and gas, rent, everything?
Just friends just helping me out, chipping in on food and stuff right now until I get my first paycheck. But I do have $50 that I can give today.
How long have you been doing this disaster relief stuff?
3 weeks, Your Honor.
So what were you doing before that?
Environmental tree service.
Okay, and you got paid doing that, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and what happened to that money?
It just went towards like bills and stuff like that. It wasn't very much because we was only getting like 1 or 2 days of work a week.
Okay. You were ordered to pay $260 by June 15th. You didn't pay it. You were ordered to pay $260 by July 15th. You didn't pay it. You are in arrears for almost $20,000 in child support at this point. And you have been ordered several times to pay, and you have refused to pay. I need to find today that you have failed to rebut the presumption that you have the ability to pay, that during the period of non-payment you have been able-bodied, employable, employed, and able to comply with the child support conditions as previously ordered, that you have willfully refused to pay the child support and comply with the orders of the court, that you are in willful contempt for failure to comply with the child support orders, and that you have the present ability to pay. I'm going to order that you be incarcerated in the Hernando County Jail until 10 days or until you pay $100. Pay $100 and you can get out. If not, you do the 10 days, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Devlin Erickson. Is there a recommendation from probation for Mr. Erickson?
It's 11/29.
Mr. Erickson, what's your date of birth?
6/5/97.
All right, you were here this morning for a violation of probation. It looks like you were placed on probation by Judge Hitzman, and I have an affidavit of violation of probation here. If you wanted to resolve that case today, do we know if he has any time in? Or the probation department is looking for a year in jail. You want to go ahead and resolve it today?
A year in jail?
Yep.
No, ma'am. I don't know.
Okay. All right, this is probable cause for your arrest. Do you want me to appoint the public defender to represent you?
You know what? I'll take a year in jail.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Okay, where's he going? Okay, it doesn't start until after I order it, so you gotta hold on a second, okay? All right, the PD's office is gonna figure out his time served, if he has any?
I'm looking at that
Okay.
right now.
All right, you understand by admitting to a violation of probation that you're giving up right to have a hearing?
Yes, ma'am.
Giving up a right to have the state prove that you violated your probation?
Yes, ma'am.
You're giving up right to have witnesses at that hearing on your own behalf and confront the witnesses against you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you want to give up those rights in order to take care of this case today?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Do you admit that you violated your probation?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Looks like he had 4 days prior to this.
All right. I think he's confused. He's not admitting. So we're going to keep you on no bond right now. We're going to see you back on November 15th. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. Someone will be out to see you soon, okay?
15th, Your Honor.
Yes.
Anthony Ficara. Mr. Ficara, what's your date of birth?
3/18/99.
Okay, you are here this morning on order for recommitment. It looks like Judge Toner signed this order on October 9th, saying that there's probable cause to believe that you committed a new crime while you're on pre-trial release on 2017 CF 2005. So that's why you're here this morning. We have you in no bond. Do you already have the public defender representing you?
No, I have a lawyer.
Okay. You have private counsel?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we'll see you back to court in front of Judge Toner for this case on November 6th. That one's at 1:30?
Yes, Your Honor, for PT 11/6/130.
Okay, we'll see you back November 6th at 1:30, okay?
Thank you.
All right. Chief Foster? Hi, Mr. Foster. What's your date of birth?
6/22/80.
Okay, you are here this morning for uttering a forged instrument. I did find probable cause for your arrest. Do you want to represent yourself? Do you want to hire somebody, or do you want the public defender's office?
Public defender, Your Honor.
I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. The bond on this is $2,000. I'll keep it at $2,000, and we'll see you back November 6th at 8:30 in the morning. I also have you here today for a violation of probation. I found probable cause for your arrest. There's no bond for that. We're going to keep that at no bond. We'll appoint the public defender to represent you, and we'll see you back on Judge Hitzman's docket for that case on November 15th.
Thank you.
Okay? Kenley Gordon?
Morning,
Good morning, Mr. Gordon. What's your date of birth?
10/23/91.
Okay, you are here today for a failure to appear. It looks like you failed to appear in front of me on October 4th. The bond amount right now is $1,000. And it's for possession of marijuana. Is there a offer for him to take care of this case today? Is it probation? Or?
No, ma'am. It's a jail offer, I think, 34 days.
34?
That's what they wrote down.
Interesting. Okay, Mr. Gordon, if you want to resolve your case today, the state's willing to resolve it for 34 days, Hernando County Jail. Is that something you want to go ahead and do today?
I
No,
think
ma'am.
they may. made a note that he had 32 credit from September 2nd to October 3rd, and then
Okay.
he was in another 2 days or something. So I think
So it's time served anyway.
Okay, I think so, but I
Yeah,
would
they're showing he was in from 9/2 to 10/3.
so I would just ask for the 34.
Okay, so it'd be 34 days, but you wouldn't have to do any more time. The only thing that would happen is that your driver's license would be suspended by the DMV for a year.
Is there any way I can keep my driver's license?
Well, that's going to be between you and the Department of Motor Vehicles. That's not up to me. It's statutory. The legislature has put it in writing, and the DMV is going to enforce it. So at this point, if you want to take care of your case today and get time served for the time that you already have in jail, you'll walk out of jail today, but your driver's license will end up being suspended. And you'll have fines and court costs that you have to pay in the amount of $533. If you don't want to do that today, we'll go ahead and keep the bond at $1,000, and we'll see you back to court on November 8th. Which one do you want to do?
You said I have to talk to the DMV about keeping my license?
Yes. Okay, sounds like you need time to think about it, so what we'll do is, do you want me to appoint the public defender to represent you?
Yes, ma'am.
I'll appoint the public defender's office. I'll keep your bond at $1,000. We'll see you back to court November 8th at 9 a.m., okay?
Actually, ma'am, I'll take that suspension.
Well, okay, you want to take the time served?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you understand by taking this plea today, you're giving up your right to go to trial?
Yes, ma'am.
And giving up a right to confront witnesses against you, call witnesses on your behalf, and you're giving up a right to have the state prove the case against you. You want to give up those rights in order to take care of this case today?
Yes, ma'am.
With regard to this possession of marijuana charge, how do you plead? You can plead no contest.
No contest.
I'll accept your plea of no contest. I find it's freely and voluntarily entered. I adjudicate you guilty. Sentence you to 34 days Hernando County Jail, time served for that 34 days. You'll have fines and court costs in the amount of $533. The cost of incarceration will also be assessed against you. Was the public defender previously appointed? Do we know?
I don't know, Judge.
I don't
Okay.
see it. I saw pro se on the case action worksheet, so it wasn't related
All
if
right.
it did.
And your driver's license will be suspended as a result of this, okay? So when you do get out of jail today, you want to make your way down to the clerk of court and make a payment plan for all those fines and court costs, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
William Harris?
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Harris. What's your date of birth?
2670.
Okay, you were here this morning also for a failure to appear. It looks like out of, oh no, you were served in Pasco County. I gotcha. Okay, it looks like it's a failure to appear in front of Judge Merritt, signed October 3rd. And Judge Merritt has also let me know that you have 3 prior third-degree felonies and 22 prior misdemeanors, and as a result of that, he wants no bond on this failure to appear. So we're going to keep it no bond right now. Do you have the public defender's office representing you?
I don't know.
Do you want the public defender's office?
Yes, I do.
I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you.
Ma'am, can I address the court?
Sure.
I'm taking full responsibility for this failure to appear.
Okay.
But I was never sent a letter or a date. But I do have a bail bondman, and I know I should have stayed in touch with him. But if there's any way possible that I could get a bond for that, I would make sure I was here November 6th on that court date.
Okay.
In any means of.
Okay, Mr. Harris, I hear you. I get what you're saying, but whether you get a bond or not at this point is not going to be up to me. I'm not going to be the judge assigned to your case. It's going to be Judge Merritt, so we're going to leave that up to him. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you on his docket for October 31st at 9 a.m. I've appointed the public defender's office, so someone will come out to see you shortly, and you guys can talk about whether you can get a bond on this and whether your attorney can file a motion to be heard in front of Judge Merritt for a bond, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Blake Kellogg? Hello?
Morning.
Hey, Blake, what's your date of birth?
04/17/95.
Okay, you are here today for a charge of carjacking. I did find probable cause for your arrest. Do you have the public defender representing you on your other cases?
I have private counsel on my other cases.
Okay, who do you have?
I got Cruz, John Cruz.
Okay. Okay, this is based on a warrant signed by Judge Scaglione. He put it in as no bond, but said that bond is to be set at first appearance. So you're entitled to have a bond on this case. So I'm going to set your bond at $5,000. Unfortunately, though, you have two open cases right now, a 2017 CF-875 and a 2017 CF-713. It looks like those cases are still pending, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and you are scheduled to go in front of Judge Toner on those cases on October 27th.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
what we're going to do is I'm going to revoke your bond on those two cases, and we're going to see you back on all three of these cases on October 27th at 8:30 in the morning, okay?
They're gonna reinstate my bonds on the 27th so I can bond out.
That's up to Judge Toner. I'm going to leave that up to him. But for right now, I'm revoking your bond because there's probable cause to believe that you committed a new crime while you were out on bond on those cases. So you're not going anywhere right now, okay?
I have a 2-month-old son I gotta take care of.
Sir, don't get me started on your responsibilities to your 2-month-old son when you're out there committing crimes. You don't want to get me started on that. Go have a seat.
Yes, ma'am.
Sean Lopez.
Yes, Your Honor.
How do you say it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, what's your date of birth?
5/18/71.
Okay, you are here this morning. You have, looks like you have two warrants out of Polk County for failure to appear on different charges, violation of domestic violence injunction, it looks like. So we're going to keep those in no bond right now. And the Polk County Sheriff's Office will come pick you up shortly and take you over there so you can figure out what's going on with those cases. With regard to, it looks like you picked up a Hernando County case for fraud impersonation last night when they were investigating these warrants. The bond on that is $1,000. We'll keep that as $1,000. Do you want me to appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you?
Yes.
Appoint the Public Defender's Office, and we'll see you back to court on this case on November 8th at 9 o'clock. And those other two cases are no bond, so you're going to have a hold out of Polk County, and as soon as you either bond out or resolve your Hernando County case, you can go to Polk County, unless there's an offer this morning for him to resolve. I think it's a misdemeanor, right?
It is. I think it would be 30 days.
Okay. If you wanted to resolve the Hernando County case today, they are asking for 30 days jail.
Okay.
Do you want to resolve it today?
Yes.
Okay. Do you understand by taking a plea on this case today that you're giving up your right to go to trial?
Yes.
Giving up your right to confront witnesses against you, call witnesses on your behalf, and you're giving up your right to have the state prove the case against you. You want to give up those rights in order to take care of your case today?
Yes.
With regard to this fraud or impersonation charge, how do you plead? You can plead no contest.
No contest.
I'll accept your plea of no contest. I find it's freely and voluntarily entered. I adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 30 days Hernando County Jail. I'll give you credit for the 2 days that you had in. You'll have fines and court costs at 503, Madam Clerk? $503, and the cost of incarceration will be assessed against you. When you do get out and are able to, you need to make your way down to the Hernando Clerk of Court, make payment arrangements for all of those things, okay? And
yes.
That should free you up to go to Polk County and take care of those cases. Okay?
Yes.
All right, Robert Odom. Mr. Odom, what's your date of birth?
10/1/83.
Okay, you are here this morning for contempt of court. There's a writ of bodily attachment for refusal to pay child support. What's going on these days? Are you working?
Yes, ma'am, but I was currently incarcerated in Orient Road, getting some charges dismissed. There wasn't a violation. I just had it reinstated. I was there about 3.5 months. Before that, I was in a program for 2 months. Before that, I was actually in the county jail waiting to be sentenced on everything that I just got dismissed. About 2.5 months. but I do have a job, and it is waiting for me because it's through a friend of the family's. And in the middle of all that, Your Honor, I also was hospitalized twice for having seizures because I'm epileptic.
Okay, what kind of job do you have?
Renovation, JV Custom.
When did you start that?
Probably the end of last year. Whenever my renovation, I was trying to start subcontracting, but it didn't turn out too well. I wound up getting ripped off, so the subcontracting went down the hole, and I had to actually start working for a friend that has a customizing shop themselves. But I've been incarcerated, but he is holding my job for me. The sooner I can get to work, the sooner I can get a payment paid.
Okay, have you actually worked in the renovation job yet?
Yes, ma'am. A little bit of the
When
end
was
of
the last
last year,
paycheck you got?
beginning of this. Oof. Already, maybe a few beginning of this year. I've been incarcerated for most of the time and in a program.
Okay.
And out there, I was hospitalized also.
Okay, well, I have the writ of bodily attachment here that says that you appeared in court on March 29th, 2017. You were ordered to pay $700 by January 13th. There was a finding that you had the ability to pay that $700 and you refused to do that. The other alternative was to file a medical proof of inability to work, and you didn't do that either. And you were about $10,000 in arrears in child support.
Yes, ma'am. I filed it with the Hillsborough County Department, but then I found out that I would have to file it with the Hernando, and it was kind of distance. I didn't know that I would have to
file
do that.
What? The medical inability to work?
The medical papers showing that I was actually in the hospital after that I went to that
Okay,
hearing.
but you're able to work now.
Well, I'm not supposed to, but I do.
Okay, doing renovation.
Actually, it's customizing and renovating on cars. It's not the buildings what I was doing before, but it's through a family. I haven't actually had much work put in because I've been hospitalized and incarcerated.
How much money
But
can you
they do
come
have
up
a
with
job
in order
for
to get out of jail?
Ma'am?
How much money can you come up with in order to get out of jail?
If I have somebody do it, it's probably going to be a family member, and a lot of times that I am the breadwinner.
Sir,
I mean,
this is not the Robert Odom show. I need to know a simple answer to my question. How much money can you come up with in order to get out of jail?
Probably $50 or so, ma'am.
Okay. I'm going to find that you have the ability to pay, that you have the ability to work, you're able-bodied, employed or employable, that you are in willful contempt for failure to pay, that you have the present ability to pay. I'm going to sentence you to 10 days in the Hernando County Jail or until you come up with $100. You get $100, you get out of jail. You don't come with $100, you're suspended 10 days, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Larry Schneider.
Good morning.
Mr. Schneider, what's your date of birth?
10/28/80.
Okay, you are here today for a violation of probation. It looks like you were placed on probation by Judge Merritt. Okay, you have the warrant signed August 29th, 2017, indicating there was a new law violation. And he's wanting no bond on that, so we're going to keep that at no bond. Do you want me to appoint the public defender's office to represent you?
Please.
I'll appoint the public defender's office, and we're going to see you back to court on October 31st at 9 a.m.
All right. I have a court date for November 6th already. So, but October 31st sounds better. So I just don't want to miss one.
This was set for November 6th, but that was the wrong date. We're moving it to 10/31 to keep you in front of the same judge on the same docket. Okay?
10/31. Thanks, ma'am.
Dwayne Koleski.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, sir. What's your date of birth?
10/23/85.
Okay. So you were here for a battery. It looks like a second battery. I did find probable cause for your arrest. Do you want the public defender to represent you, or do you want to hire private counsel?
Yes, please.
Public defender.
Public defender.
Appoint the public defender's office. State to see a prior record.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. If I could relate quickly.
Yes.
December 2016, there was a failure to appear on a misdemeanor, which probably was the 11/26/2016 arrest for battery.
Yeah.
I have a Dwellis 2016. I have probation violation 2015, which was on a battery case from Hernando, I believe. A domestic battery conviction 2013. contempt of court and probation violation, criminal mischief, 2013, showing a registration on a felony in 2012, which would have come out of an aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, and a battery and resisting, which he pled to. It looks like he was sentenced to Florida State Prison. In 2012, I'm showing a aggravated assault, another aggravated assault, deadly weapon, and a probation violation, showing cannabis charges, introduction of contraband, insufficient fraud, checks or whatever in 2006.
Okay. All right, Mr. Skleski, I have an address for you in Iris Street in Brooksville. Is that where you live?
Yes, ma'am.
How long have you lived there?
3 months.
Do you have a job?
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of work do you do?
Landscaping.
Is that full time?
It's about to slow down, but for right now, for the next couple weeks.
Okay. All right, I'm going to set your bond at $10,000. I'm going to hold you till 4 p.m. today in case the victim wants to file an injunction against you, and I'm going to order that you have absolutely no contact with Lakita Skleski?
Laquita.
Laquita, okay. You have no contact with her whatsoever, okay? Do not write her, do not call her, do not email her, do not have anyone else write her, call her, or email her, or have any contact with her, okay? If you do bond out and you see her out somewhere, you need to turn around and go the other way. If she calls you, you should hang up the phone. Any way that you can imagine having contact with Laquita, I forbid you to do so. If you do have contact with her while this case is pending, you'll be arrested on a new charge and held without bond. Do you understand?
I do. Ma'am, is there any way I can get my bond reduced? There's no way I can come up with that kind of money.
Okay, well, your bond is at $10,000 right now, and I base that to your tie to the community and your prior record. And I'm not going to change that, but I did appoint the public defender, and we have set you up for a court date November 6th at 8:30 in the morning in front of Judge Toner, and your public defender can file a motion to reduce that bond amount if they see fit, okay?
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Do we have a Michael Manis there?
Is this the one with the Hillsborough issue, Judge?
Yeah. Mr. Manis, what's your date of birth?
7188.
Okay, Mr. Manis, you were in front of me yesterday. We showed a PC arrest for a Hillsborough County violation of probation. We have looked into that, and apparently that case is resolved. So all I'm going to do at this point is we were holding you on no bond on that, and the only thing that I can really do is change that to an ROR. Okay, so I'm sure that it's going to take care of itself by the time you get to your next court date, but it's going to be an ROR on that Hillsborough County violation of probation, okay?
Also, I asked yesterday, and I didn't get a chance to use the phone to make a free phone call. I still didn't get a chance after I asked you yesterday.
Okay, so he's now been in custody. This is his second day, and he hasn't gotten a phone call yet. So someone there from the jail is going to make sure he gets a phone call today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Have a good day.
All right, thank you.
All right, Mr. Acosta, come on up. Did we get everyone at the jail?
No, we had an add-on from Miss Carroll for Kayla Buchanan.
Did you guys hear that? Who is it?
Kayla Buchanan.
Kayla Buchanan? It's not on my list.
Yeah,
Yes, I have
an email we received from Miss Carroll for a change of plea.
I have an offer.
Oh, okay.
If I can remain seated, or you want me to stand?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Do we have a case number, first of all? I don't have any
Yes, ma'am.
information on that.
17 CT 3199, driving license suspended, M2.
Okay. And there's an offer. What's the offer?
The email I got said that it should be a time served of 44 days. Apparently, she spent quite a bit of time down in Pasco County.
That would sound more appropriate than what this prosecutor listed. It appears that she does have 6 priors for Dwellis, so I think a jail offer. I think someone listed a probation offer, but I think a jail offer would be more appropriate based on her priors.
Okay. All right. What was her name again?
Kayla Buchanan.
Are you Kayla Buchanan?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Ms. Buchanan, you want to take care of your case today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You're charged with driving a suspended driver's license, and from what I understand, you'll be getting 44 days jail. Is that your understanding?
Yeah, that's time served, right?
Right.
Yes.
Okay. Do you understand by taking a plea on this case today, you're giving up your right to go to trial?
Yes, ma'am.
Giving up your right to confront witnesses against you, call witnesses on your own behalf, and you're giving up your right to have the state prove the case against you. You want to give up those rights in order to take care of this case today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, with regard to this driving on suspended driver's license, how do you plead? You can plead no contest.
No contest.
Accept your plea of no contest. I find it's freely and voluntarily entered. I adjudicate you guilty. Sentence you to 44 days Hernando County Jail. Give you credit for the 44 days that you have in. You'll have fines in court costing the amount of $438, and the cost of incarceration will be assessed against you. Was she appointed a public defender?
I believe that we, because I got it from the other public defender, and Judge, a lot of that time was spent down in Pasco.
I understand. So we're giving her credit for that, and then so we'll order the
I was
public
showing
defender.
that they were appointed.
Okay.
That was my understanding.
Order the public defender fee. So as soon as you get out, you're going to make your way down to the Hernando County Clerk of Court and make payment arrangements for all of that. Okay.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Thank you.